Hearts of Iron 4 stream for our continuation of our HOI campaign. I want to make sure that everything is working. Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, here we go. So, let's just continue where we left off, guys. We are, of course, trying to increase our war goals in Poland. That's definitely a big deal right now. We've managed to take over all of Czechoslovakia. Of course, it was called Slobodoslovakia, or Zapadoslavia, excuse me. And now we've created a tiny, tiny puppet state here. We've taken most of their territory, but we've created a tiny little puppet state led by Jaroslav Kazmarich. And he is a Volkist as well. And actually, they have more Volkist. They have a higher Volkist percentage in parliament than we do. And in fact, this isn't really the parliament. This is the Reichstag. You know, it's a parliament, but heavily overseen by the Volkist party. And we should be getting into a position where we can do some pretty interesting decisions here. The fate of Zapadoslavia, install Volkist regime in Slovakia. We've already done that, I'm pretty sure. But let's do it again. Here we go. So yeah, this creates a second Volkist regime. So now we've got two Volkist regimes. We've got this one right here, RK Slovakia, and over here, RK Lemkenland. So this is essentially Reichspakt Slovakia and Reichspakt Lemkenland. So this is amazing, guys. We are spreading the Volkist message everywhere. And it's great to see these tiny little puppet states just kind of working for us. And if we look at the Stahlpakt right now, just look at how much we control. So we absolutely want to take out Poland. That is our next goal here. In fact, let me go ahead and drop some war plans. So, Herrn. So, of course, we want to take Warsaw. Let's just do a straight-up attack. I think we could take these fellows right here, select all, and we'll put them right here on the southern border of Poland. I think Poland definitely has to become part of the Reich. We need the Lebensraum. Forward, men. Take a look and see how long it's going to take us to justify that war goal. And of course, we still have units right here on the border. And this is basically the border with this area, the Confederation of the Rhine, which was created after the First Great War to sort of have a buffer between us and France. They basically just took Luxembourg and said, sorry, Luxembourg, you don't get to keep that anymore. That's just the way it works. Got some more divisions here. Of course, we're adding them to our armies as soon as possible. And hopefully we unlock that ideology, the strategic planning school, pretty quickly here. And this actually will increase our invasion planning speed. So let me grab Manstein here. I think I can actually add a unit to Manstein's army. But I want to do an offensive line up here. So we should crisscross with both armies if this goes properly, of course. But I can't wait to go to war with Poland. And honestly, Manstein is looking a little bit not great. It's not looking like his attack is going to go so well. Not as well as Rommel's, of course. And I guess that's believable. Rommel is an amazing general. Manstein's amazing too, but attacking from the south here might be a bit more troublesome. We've got some, of course, hills here. It's the weather is not very good right now. But I think we should be able to break in, and maybe we'll even create another puppet state. Take half of Poland and create a puppet state out of Warsaw. We'll have to decide, my friends. Puppet Bohemia. No, we don't need to puppet anyone anymore. We've got enough puppets. Unless you guys think in the comments that actually getting a puppet state would be a good idea, in which case let me know. We still haven't justified a war goal. Okay, so we can take a claim state, Südruppen, 95 days. Just by taking this one state, we can continue the war throughout Poland and take the rest. It'll be interesting to see if the Soviets respond like they did during the actual, during actual World War II, as opposed to this version of World War II. That's in a completely alternate universe where, for some reason, Adolf Hitler is an economic minister instead of leader of the Reich. Oh, is he anymore? No, we got rid of Hitler. That's right, we put Strasser in. So Otto Strasser replaced Hitler. But yeah, the thing about Hitler being an economic minister, it's so unrealistic because he was known to be awful with his finances. Like, he needed an accountant so that he wouldn't spend too much money. Maybe, like, as a propaganda minister, that would kind of make sense. But, no, he would not be a good economist. No way. Got some free military factories. So we do need some support equipment. Let's go ahead and start producing more of that. I want our men in the field to, I don't want them to want for anything. I want them to have everything they need. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and start adding some more stuff to some of these divisions. So let's add a maintenance company to our tank division and a logistics company. And I'm actually going to add some more light tanks, or maybe some motorized infantry, actually. Let's get some light tanks and motorized infantry. Save. That's our Panzer Division. And with our infantry division, we've got a pretty good setup as is, although I'm thinking that maybe getting some artillery is probably a good idea. Save. There we go. We'll probably need to produce more goods to stock all those men. Sure enough, yep, we need some more artillery. And we need some more support equipment and a few more light tanks. The faster, the better. Obviously, the more military factories we have, the more of that stuff we're going to pump out. And if we take a look here at Poland, man, they're looking pretty strong. They're owned by the social liberals right now, and they are certainly looking like they're ready for a fight. Look at this, outdated equipment in production. Let's get that new artillery piece. It looks much stronger, and hopefully that's going to greatly improve our chances of victory here. As for technology to research, since we're about to go into war, I mean, a pack gun would be a good idea. I'm not sure if the Polish have any tanks, but you know what? We better be certain they don't. So let's go ahead and research the pack gun. The Minsk Agreement. The Treaty of Versailles gave rise to several abominations in Eastern Europe, all of which once belonged to either the German or Russian empires. The Fuhrer has demanded that we retake our rightful German lands. Perhaps this is an opportunity to be made with the Soviets. If they also threaten to join the war against Poland, then it will likely mean that the Entente will be unwilling to involve themselves directly. It's exactly what Hitler did with the Russians, and I'm seeing why he did it now, because this way, the Entente can't possibly get involved. So we do have the Minsk Agreement, and here we go. In a historic day between our two nations, the Minsk Agreement has been signed between our nation and the Soviets. The planned partition of Eastern Europe is now prepared. We need now only prepare our armed forces for the coming struggle to bring an end to these failed states of Versailles. Oh, wow. And we brought that world tension up to 79. Dude, that's insanity. Well, you got to do what you got to do. How's it going, Scooby? Hey, Wavel, and hello, Bostova. Good to see you all. Glad to see you guys. So I'm actually thinking of actually annexing Bohemia. Yeah, that's just going to become part of our state. Pretty straightforward. We've also, this is really cool, we've got our Romanian allies here as well ready to help us. Got a bunch of forces ready to help us and die for the Valkas cause. Let's go full out on the artillery factories here and the light tank factories. Finally ran out of military factories. And I'm going to put a civilian factory in an area that's kind of underdeveloped. They're all pretty well developed, except for Danzig. Actually, it's not even Danzig. It's Danzig City that needs to be developed. Also, our guys have had a long time to plan out this attack. I cannot wait, guys, to attack here. Get some infrastructure as well. Our infrastructure seems to be pretty good, but you can always add to it. And maybe some bunkers. I actually didn't think about this, but maybe we should put some bunkers over here on the French border. We've already got a few, but why not place a few more? Okay, national focus. So we could influence the Baltic here. Interesting. So we can actually sell German arms to Lithuania. The Baltic states might be small, but they're very valuable. So I am going to try and influence Lithuania to join us. I mean, that would be amazing. The only creepy thing is they will eventually be on the border with the USSR, but we're going to be on the border with the USSR no matter what happens if we attack Poland. So we're going to have to prepare for the eventuality of war with these guys. Now, they have actually taken out Kirov. They've killed Kirov. So even as leader, Kirov did get killed, and he was replaced here by Kalinin. I was about to say Malenkov, but Malenkov is still a young man. Not ridiculously young, but still pretty young. So I think it makes sense that Kalinin would take over here. And look at that. Wow, that switched quick. No, sorry, that's the Belarusian SSR. So that's actually a different Soviet state. But Kalinin is in charge here. Let's see who's in charge of the Belarusian SSR. And it's a libertarian socialist, Alexander Charyakov. And we've got another libertarian socialist here, Viktor Belash. So if somebody wants to explain the ideology of libertarian socialism down below, feel free. And by the way, he's got a Hitler mustache. That doesn't make much sense. But, you know, essentially, I think a bit more, not as nearly as much state surveillance as you would have in a you know, communist dictatorship. But since this is owned and since it's a puppet of the USSR, they're probably infiltrated by the KGB anyway. So it doesn't really make a difference, I don't think. Who knows? Maybe they're the good guys. Service propaganda. During these trying times, we must bolster our armed forces. Absolutely. So this will increase mobilization speed. The people must know that the Polish are traitors and they have to be taken down. Let's see how that justify war goal is going. So we have to wait till August. It's about a month away here. Make a few Panzer companies here. Could also go ahead, when we go toward division designer, I'll create a heavy tank company. So let me try this. It's going to be a weird unit. But let's hope it works. Where it's going to be a mix and match of a bunch of different units. And we're basically just upgrading our Panzerdivisions with some tanks, some heavy tanks, etc. And as you can see, we definitely need to build more heavy tanks. So we're going to go heavy into that. The Treaty of Trabzon. Kingdom of Italy took 8 states, French Republic took 6 states, and the Ottoman Empire was annexed. Guys, thank goodness we did not join them. Remember, we had that opportunity to actually have them as our allies, and I'm so glad we didn't do that because they've just been crushed by the Entente. Let's take a look at that. That is not good. Although, I think this is good because the USSR is going to be a little concerned with the Entente being right on their doorstep there. Okay, Lithuania has accepted our offer. Lithuania has accepted our a generous offer for an arms sale. Right now, hundreds of shipments of German equipment cross the border into Lithuania. This will hopefully help the Baltic state fight off Polish authority and solidify our relationship for future German-Lithuanian cooperation. Epic. That is epic. Next focus, light the spark in Lithuania. Alas, despite our arms shipments, the Lithuanians somehow still seem content with the Polish ruling over them with an iron fist. We must expose the Lithuanians to how truly terrible and oppressive the government of it is so they can finally be free of them. Yes. Total propaganda campaign here to get the Lithuanians out of the Polish sphere of influence. And hopefully we add this to the Deutsches Reich. I'm almost tempted, like just to have a buffer state here, I'm almost tempted to liberate Poland under a Volkist regime. But I'll let you guys decide in the chat whether you think that's a good idea. So we'll have to wait and see. Come on, Minna. Those factories are working as hard as they can. Maybe there's something we can do to increase the working speed. Vollweiss, what's this? So FuhrerReich, yeah, case white, the invasion of Poland. Maybe we could start early. Yep, 9 days. 8 days. Four, 3. We got the justification, but I want to wait. And there we go. Kingdom of Poland has gone to war, and they have called the Kingdom of Lithuania. So hopefully we can still convince the Lithuanians to switch sides. But of course, we want to put our guys into attack immediately. So here we go. The attacks will begin. I will slow the speed down for this war. Take a look here at the chat. How's it going, Napoleon? When did I start the stream? About, I think, 20 minutes ago, something like that. All right. Let's go, guys. We're going to stay at 2 speed, and we have bypassed the national focus of demanding Silesia, war with the Polish, ultimatum, and lighting the spark in Lithuania. So unfortunately, the Lithuanians are not on our side, and that's definitely a problem. What else can we do? Diplomacy in Scandinavia. Could eventually take Denmark. But I think for now, I'm going to focus over here on the military. If I can. War economy. Yep. Should have researched this before, but we don't really have time. However, the war has begun, guys, and operations have begun attacking the enemy. We've also got all of these buffer states that are part of us, as well as the Romanians, which are more than happy to fight for us. And the Romanians are actually part of a kingdom. So we haven't turned them Volkist. They are the National Populist Party. We definitely want to have big suppression. We don't want men running from the field at any point. Keep it up, boys. We'll actually take our ships here. See if they want a peace. Do the same with these. The war has begun, boys. Vratislav is already ours. Actually, this could be the name of Bratislava. I think it is. They've changed the name to Vratislav. So Bratislava has been changed to Vratislava, I guess, maybe because of the Volkist party. Really interesting how we're just able to change names at a moment's notice. Wow, look at those tanks, man. Look at those Panzers. I know they're just Panzer IIIs, but they're pretty good. And Loki's Eternal Guard, I love the name of that army. We still have armies we can name, guys, so keep in mind, if you come up with a good name, I will add it. But it's got to be realistic. It's got to kind of make us think of this faction. Now, I'm going to do a little attack here. Ooh, so we have to go around to Florinka to do an attack. Interesting. Okay, well, if the hills are going to be in our way, we might as well send as many men as we can through, right? As possible. I think I'll attack these guys right here so they don't break through. And I will take a look, guys, in a second here at the casualties. Just want to give it a little while. Somebody can get the start date. I think it was September 4th. See how long this war lasts. Actually looks very German, the Polish defender here. Bereit und ausrücken. Nice. And now we can attack from 2 different locations. That's definitely going to hurt the enemy. We'll also attack from here to sort of open up this area. And our people have waited so long for a war like this. I mean, the war with Zapotoslavia was a nice, training ground. But the war with the Kingdom of Poland is the real test. This is much larger than actual Poland during World War II. You can see they have a tremendous amount of land here. And so far, we're doing pretty well here. It's all green as far as I can tell. Can increase the speed just a little bit. And one thing I forgot, shame on me, sending in the air fleets. Definitely want to do some close air support, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to go for. All right. That'll increase our damage even more. I don't like that.